Thanks for tuning in to Real Talk with Michelle, the podcast about purpose, where we discuss what it truly means to live your best life now. Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Real Talk with Michelle podcast. This is episode number 68, Real Talk about having faith. I wanted to make this a quickie episode. I'm trying out some new formatting as always, but I wanted to come in between larger episodes and just kind of give you some tidbits as they come to me, because sometimes they're just quickies. Thank you so much for tuning into the last episode. I don't know if you're into psychedelics or not, but hey, I was giving it to you. I did that, and I definitely wanted to share my insight on it. This episode, though, came about. I had a pretty interesting day over the last couple of days, over the last couple of weeks, and all it really boiled down to was how strong I was in my faith. And what is faith? Faith is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And I like to think of it as a sight unseen, almost seen and unseen, and which took me down to something that I have been writing in my journal over time, was that I always say I'm grateful to Spirit, to God, to my ancestors for blessing me with the things I can see and the things that I can't see. And what it boiled down to with me in this lesson was just having patience to let things unfold, because we talk about this all the time here. We talk about divine timing. We talk about how to know that what's already yours is yours, and what's meant for you is meant for you. A lot of things came up. It was a situation happened to me, whereas I expected something to arrive, and it's not as trivial as a package or anything. This was something really big that I honestly put all of my faith into the process of doing. It was awarded to me, and then it was, kind of like, it should be here. And I'm really a big proponent on like letting things unfold. And so I did. And, I inquired about the process, and something came up, and I realized, like, in that moment I had became unsteady about it, unsure. And I really was just like, that was too good to be true. Who am I to think that was for me? And we all know that that is absolutely not how we operate on the Real Talk team. Like, we just don't, because we already know that what's meant for us is meant for us. And when I became tested in my faith, I tend to talk to myself out loud. And I'm like, why were you so disappointed in this? Why do you not, I ask myself the questions like we talked about, like things. I'm going to ask the why questions. Why is this happening to me? Why do I need to slow down? Why is this not working in the way that it's intended to be? And I was talking that out with myself, and I realized that the song popped in my head, like, may not come when you want it, but it'll be there right on time. Because God is an on-time God. Like, so I have to realize that things may not have been aligned for it to happen immediately, not in my best interest, because we have to realize we can get things really fast, which is something I'm very used to. So that my lesson in this time being patient is that now I'm on like another timeline. I've ascended out of this old behavior. I'm doing new things. I have to learn to be patient, because the things that I actually want in my future are going to require me to make sure that each step is in place before something is given to me. Because a lot of things have been given to me that I have squandered in the past because I didn't know what to do with them. This particular thing is taking its time because it's allotted for something very particular. And I have to release control, because I did everything on my end that I can do for it. Now I have to have the faith that other people who make those things happen for me, or for whatever reason, those things will happen in the due time that they're supposed to. And just what I wrote down in my writing was that feeling defeated about something I have no control over is absolutely silly, completely silly. Why on earth would I not still move in faith, still move in my day, still do the things that align, like that put me in these proper positions to get this blessing? Why would I not keep moving like that? So I had that faith conversation with myself. I meditated and I went ahead with my day, which included recording this podcast to share the tidbit with you. There's so many things, so many actions that we can do to propel us forward in the time that we think that we're being stagnant. And I'm not a stagnant person, like, except when I'm napping. When I'm napping, you guys know, like, it's a moment. But I hadn't been able to have like a good night's sleep because I had been thinking about this. So can you imagine being in your head so much and thinking about something so much and then not sleeping and then trying to continue to do things that propel you towards your goals? It's impossible. So I had to release that and rely on faith in the unseen, which is where faith really shows up, which is where patience really shows up. Worry and doubt are low vibrational energies. Like, worry and doubt do absolutely nothing but keep you in turmoil. When I'm in that state of worry and doubt, I get stomach aches. Like, I feel nervous, so I get anxiety. And I haven't been of those things in a very, very long time. So I feel like sometimes we have to go back to base and start over on our journey and say, what was my lesson supposed to be in this? I have been seeing my special numbers over and over again. And honestly, I'm looking at 22 right now. It is meant for me to take a step back and be like, what is my lesson again in this point of my life? It's patience, and it's also to just enjoy the moment that I'm in, because things that I'm asking for require more patience. They require me to show up differently. They require me to manage my finances a certain way. It's bigger and greater things waiting. But I prayed to be where I am right now, and it's beautiful. I prayed to be here this time 2 years ago. I couldn't have even imagined the amount of abundance that I have in my life, the amount of peace, the amount of freedom, the amount of love, the amount of the vibe and the tribe that I keep around me. It's awesome, but you can't have that operating in low vibrational energies. And I just wanted to come today and give that little tidbit, and hopefully you can grab a gem from it too. Again, thanks for tuning into the Real Talk with Michelle podcast. This is episode number 68, Real Talk about having faith. And man, let's share about this. If you found some gems in this episode, let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye. Hey guys, I just wanted to tell you about one of my amazing sponsors. It's Anchor. Anchor is the app that I've been using to make this podcast. Everybody's been asking me about it. How did you start recording? Where'd you go? I downloaded the Anchor app first, and you can also go to anchor.fm. That's ANCHOR.FM. And I mean, honestly, Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor gives you everything you need in one place for free. Their creation tools allow you to record or edit to make it sound great. You can visit it right from your computer or smartphone. I mean, it's no easier way. I've recorded one of the podcasts from my phone. Like, I was busy and I needed to get it out there. They also get the podcast out on platforms for you: Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, many more. You can easily make money from your podcast as well, because Anchor offers sponsorships, and you don't even have to have a minimum listenership. You can already start to create revenue for yourself. So if you're really interested in getting your podcast out there and you want an easy way to start, definitely go to Anchor. Again, you can download the Anchor app, or you can go to anchor.fm. That's ANCHOR.FM. Now let's get back to the show. Bye. Hi guys, one more quick thing before you go. Remember to rate, subscribe, and review the podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. You can listen to Real Talk with Michelle on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Radio Public, iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud. You can also catch up on the podcast on YouTube at the same name, Real Talk with Michelle. Make sure you hit the notification button to be notified when new episodes go up. You can also like the Facebook page, Real Talk with Michelle, and give us a follow on Instagram at Real Talk with Michelle Podcast. You can also leave voice notes in Anchor. And if you would like to send in your guest gratitudes, or you'd like to be featured on a future episode, or you have topic suggestions, you can email at realtalkwithmichelle@gmail.com. If you would like to support the podcast, you can at www.anchor.fm, that's F as in Frank, M as in Mary, /Real Talk with Michelle /support. Thanks for tuning in again to this episode of Real Talk with Michelle. I am so grateful for you. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.